Raymond Winter State Park. Camping here for a couple nights. Do a little bit of hiking, a little bit of bike riding. We're going to visit a couple other state parks in the area. There's a Sand Bridge State Park and McCalls State Park. They're both basically picnic areas. And then I'm going to go visit Paddy and Valley tomorrow. So, see how that adventure goes. I had a beautiful campsite, and it served as a great base of operations for exploring Bald Eagle State Forest and the Mid-State Mountain region. It's the Whispering Pines Amphitheater. It's pretty. It is hot and humid out here, but I'm going for a little hike. The ranger told me about an overlook trail, so I'm gonna check that out, but you know that means it's climbing the whole way, so at least I'll be going downhill coming back. It's a pretty big parking area. I must get a lot of use on these trails. This is the mountain bike trailhead. And according to the map, I just need to walk up the road a little bit and I'll find the overlook trail. So, should be up this way. Ah, here we are. Overlook trail. So we'll go up this hill, see where it takes us. Gonna be a lot of switchbacks. We're gonna get up to the top of the hill, so a lot of rocks on this hillside. Looks like the trail itself is a bit smoother, so that's good. Sometimes when I'm going up a hill hiking, I like to look down the hill, and if you look up the hill, and it looks like sky up there, and the hill doesn't go too much higher than that. So sometimes that makes me feel better about the hill and all the steps I'm going up, but maybe I'm almost there. So if that's true, this is a lot shorter than I thought it was, but we'll see. Hey, look at that. Looks like an overlook. That hill wasn't as tall as I thought. Which on a hot day like today, I can't complain. Looks like there's a road up here. Because I could have just driven up. Well, here's the overlook. Down there's supposed to be the lake, but it doesn't look like you can see it through the trees, but it's always pretty up here in the mountains. So that's cool. This is another part of the overlook trail. Kind of goes along the ridge. That's pretty up here, a little rocky, but it's quiet. hear all the birds chirping. My campsite is across from a big, really loud family, so it's kind of nice to get up here and have some peace. But I expected it to be crowded on a holiday weekend, so it's fine. But this is nice too. Little bugs are buzzing around my face and they keep flying into my mouth. It's some extra protein except for the ones that I'm breathing in. So according to the map, this makes a loop, and I have enough time in the day, so it looks like I'm going to go ahead and just loop around and then come back down on a gravel road, I believe. So then I'll check out the rest of the park. So, it looks like this road that I'm on now is going to loop back to that overlook that I was at, so that's how it makes a loop. It's just a little lake here. Mostly fishing, and they have a swimming area. Out on the paddleboard at Po Valley State Park. A really small lake, but it's really peaceful and quiet. I think I've only got one other person out on the water. The fisherman got off the water as I got here. There's a couple people at the beach. Po Valley State Park. It's got a campground, small lake, a few hiking trails, and I just got done paddleboarding, and then I'm going to ride my bike over to Paddy State Park, which is like 3 miles down the road. So starting to get hot today. It was about 3 miles of gravel road riding between Po Valley State Park and Po Paddy State Park. There wasn't too much traffic. But riding down through these forest roads is just a lot of beautiful scenery to ride through. Well, the good news is there's Po Paddy State Park. Bad news is I hardly pedaled at all to get here, so I am going uphill on the way back. But that's alright. I rode through Po Paddy and out Tunnel Spur Road, which dumped me onto this unimproved rail corridor. This eventually becomes the Ingleby Railroad Trail, but there's no bridge that crosses Penns Creek, so this was just a short dead-end spur. This area is popular with the inner tubers. They can drop in to Penns Creek and float down the creek, and it goes around, and they can walk back to their starting point by going through an old railroad tunnel that's on this trail. So they were definitely cooler than I was today because it was getting hot. But this section of trail it follows the Mid-State Trail route and is the Penns Creek Trail. It follows an old railroad corridor, so it is essentially a rails to trails, but it is a gravel trail. It's not the fine crushed limestone like we usually see on the rails to trails. At the end of the trail, I ended up getting out on the road, and it felt good just to ride along pavement, but being out of the woods and out of the shade, the temperature started rising quickly. After I turned around, the GPS was reading over 99 degrees. The tar on the road was melting. I was afraid I would start melting, and I just wanted to get back into the shade. I found some wineberries on the trail. Not too many of them are ripe, but I did get a little snack. After my snack of wineberries, I headed back and got back to the truck so I could sit in the air conditioning. But overall, it was a really pretty park, and I almost camped here, but the site didn't look like it would fit my truck, and I camped at RB Winter instead. Yeah, so that gravel road coming back from Paddy to Poe Valley was uphill the whole way, but wasn't too bad. Started to cool off a bit in the shade, and I am back, so that's good. Sometimes when you're driving up these dirty gravel mountain roads, there'll be a break in the forest and you get yourself an overlook. It's pretty up here. There's a few little trails, rustic campground, a couple pavilions. It's pretty down in here, but I'm tired, so I'll probably just chill out for a bit. Looks like they had some problems with bears sneaking up in the rafters, so they had to put the screening in. Rawr. Well, I got up this morning, took a walk. Couldn't find church in the State Park Amphitheater, so I'll deal with that later. Went ahead and packed up everything at camp and got a shower, and I feel so much better. It's cooler today. I slept well last night. It's been so hot and humid, and so it's been rough, but today feels good. I found McCalls Dam State Park. It's just a picnic spot, so I'm going to wander around here a little bit and have lunch. Then I'm going to check out another little state park that's just a picnic stop, and then I'll probably head home. I thought about going for a gravel ride today, but I think the ride yesterday at over 99 degrees, and there's just some of these gravel roads, there's a lot of traffic on them and people are flying, so I think I might just skip that today. So today's just a relaxing picnic type of day, which is okay to just explore. Not a whole lot to the park, but it is a pretty little spot, so this will be a relaxing lunch. That was just a picnic spot, but there's actually a couple rustic campsites back in here. Fire ring, some benches, a couple tent pads right by the creek. Pretty nice. So after I get back from McCalls Dam State Park, there was a presentation by a DCNR person about venomous and poisonous plants and animals in the in PA. So that was kind of interesting. Got to sit in an air-conditioned room for a little bit, and now I'm over at Sandbridge State Park, which was really little, and there were like 4 cars pulled in within a minute of me pulling in, and everybody's got dogs. So I walked up through the park, and now I am walking up the forest roads, and the bugs are horrendous, but it is beautiful here. So I actually think I'm going to start turning back. Thanks for watching and joining me on my adventures in the Bald Eagle State Forest and mid-state mountain areas as I hiked and biked and paddleboarded in multiple parks and drove the mountainous forest roads. I had a lot of fun and I got tired out, and it sure felt good to get home and get a shower.